Hey guys, how's it going? This is SoCal-Milsim back with my second part of the two-part review of the Sightmark Ghost Hunter 2x24 night vision monocular. As you can see from the last video, I have made some changes to the device. It is now painted a snakeskin camo. I used Rust-Oleum camouflage spray paint cans. I used the tan color for the base color and the brown for the second coat to create the snakeskin pattern. And I used a just a little cutout piece of mesh that I had laying around to create the snakeskin pattern. I am using this device on a MSA Mitch 2000 helmet with the Eagle Industries 75th Ranger Regiment helmet cover. It has a OpsCore H-nape chin strap and a Night Evolution knockoff Surefire helmet light. I'm also using a little ghetto NVG safety lanyard that I made out of some 550 cord and a carabiner. For the device, I finally got to use this at a night game, and my first impression was not spectacular, but not horrible. It worked. It wasn't perfect, but it was definitely better than not having anything. I had mentioned in my previous video that this device fits well with the J-arm, and as you can see, the bend on the J-arm it's almost like it was meant for this device. It fits perfectly. What I ended up doing on the J-arm was I modified this as well. You can twist the arm up and down on the J-arm to move the device left to right and up and down. And for me, I couldn't quite get the night vision high enough on my face, so I took a Dremel and I ground down this little section right here on the J-arm, allowing the arm to raise up one more notch from what was previously the highest point on the arm, and that brought the device all the way up to my eye, sitting right where it needed to sit. And as I had said in the video before, I needed to move the mounting plate on the device from one side to the other to fit on the J-arm. And there's a little groove on the mounting plate that corresponds with this ridge on the J-arm. Once you flip the plate over, they fit together perfectly, and it works really well. So, first impressions on the device when I was using it were mediocre. I had a couple issues when I was using this. The first being the IR illuminator. I used this on a night that had just a sliver of a moon, and it was just not much ambient light at all. And any sort of illumination of any kind you could see. And when you turn this IR illuminator on, it glows red. It's not extremely bright, but at nighttime you can see it from quite a distance. So I got shot at a number of times because of this being turned on. So that is my first gripe about the unit. Maybe using a secondary IR illuminator on your gun or some other method would be preferable to this. It might, illuminate the area better, be stronger, and not give off that red glow that gets you seen really easily. Second problem that I had with this was the zoom. This is the 2x24 unit, 2 meaning 2 times zoom and 24 meaning the angle of view coming out of the eyepiece. So the 2 times zoom is not very good for moving. If you're walking through a big open field, this wouldn't be a problem, if there was no obstructions in your way, but moving through tight little trails between bushes and trees doesn't work very well with the 2 times zoom. Now, I know Sightmark makes this model in a 1x24, and I assume that the zoom is created in this objective lens. So I'm going to try to contact Sightmark and see if I can purchase a 1x24 lens for this and replace it. And if I could do that, I think the unit would perform a lot better for airsoft use. Just maneuvering with the zoom just doesn't work well. The third issue that I had is not really the unit's fault. It was I had fogging on the lenses. It was 36 degrees outside the night that I used this, and it had rained the night before, so everything was wet. And, you know, all the glass or lens type elements that anyone had, whether it was goggles or NVGs, were fogging. And what made my problem worse was I had a sacrificial lens cover on this. I purchased a Butler Creek lens cover, just slips over the front, has a little Lexan lens, and I believe the air pocket between the actual lens and the lens cover was warmer than the air outside, causing the front lens to fog almost instantly. I assume on a warmer night that was less humid, it probably wouldn't be an issue, but for me, it was a problem. Other than that, I mean, the unit worked well. It definitely gave me an advantage over other players. I could see anyone else with an IR illuminator on. You know, I could just see better in general. When I stopped moving around and took a stationary position up, it worked well. You know, I could monitor people from far away and, you know, see things coming at me a lot better as long as I wasn't moving. You know, I had no issues with the clarity of this device. You know, the image on Gen 1 tubes isn't as good and clear as the image on Gen 2 and Gen 3 tubes, but I had no issues. I mean, I had no trouble making anything out what it was because of, you know, the crispness of the photo, and the distortion around the edges of the picture on these devices, it's almost not noticeable. Actually, it's rather, for me, it wasn't noticeable while I was using it. It's something that I can notice if I'm testing this around my house, but when you're, you know, actually out there using the device, you don't notice any of the distortion. So yeah, I mean, in the long run, I'd say it was completely worth the $200 it cost to get this. On a night that had a little more ambient light, it probably would have performed a lot better, and if this had no zoom, it would perform extremely well compared to how it does now. So if I can contact Sightmark and get one of those 1x magnification lenses, it will improve the quality of this device immensely. So yeah, all in all, I think it was worth the money. It wasn't great. It was nowhere near, you know, a PVS 14 or a PVS 7, but, you know, it cost 1/10 or less of what those devices cost. So I'd say it's worth the money. If you play night games and you know, you have a need to see better in the evening, I think this would be a good place to start if you're not willing to drop a lot of money on expensive military grade night visions. But anyway, that's my review. I hope you guys found it helpful, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks.